This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. First tonight, it's time to give the AC a break after a long hot summer as temperatures continue to drop into the low to mid 50s overnight. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with more on that cold front. Bob?
Yeah, we told you about that earlier today, Jacqueline. We are looking at the possibility of low to mid 50s. Right now, that's mainly the low 50s well inland, upper 50s near the coastline. Right now, it's 64 degrees. I stepped outside just a minute ago. Not too bad out there. The dew point has really lowered to 51 right now. Winds are out of the northwest at 7, and the pressure continues to rise now at 30.02 inches. As far as temperatures go, we are currently looking at most of the area, again, going to be into the upper 50s to low 60s, say east of I-75. And then west of that, along the coastline here, we're going to see basically temperatures dropping into the mid to upper 50s there as far as that goes. And dew point temperatures will continue to fall throughout the region. Right now, dew point temperatures down into the low 50s at this juncture, and we're looking for them to go even further down throughout the night. Now, as far as the overall picture goes, we are anticipating, it looks like, the possibility of a warm-up as early as Friday. We're going to have more of that warm-up and the rest of the weather and let you know about a tropical system which will be heading up from the south of us, which will give us a real good chance of some showers and storms over the weekend. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Bob. The Suncoast may soon have a whole new generation of hockey fans. The Tampa Bay Lightning making a big announcement this morning in Lakewood Ranch, and ABC7's Dwayne Lindo joins us now with more details.
Well, Jackie, the Tampa Bay Lightning, in conjunction with the NHL, are planning on building 10 outdoor street hockey rinks, specifically designed for kids in West Florida. One of them here in Lakewood Ranch.
The Ellington Ice and Sports Complex is a great place to find young hockey talent, Lightning fans.
It's just kind of fun to be a Lightning fan.
And passionate young players.
Ice hockey, it's just something that I love. It's kind of hot.
And with the sport growing in popularity with young kids around South Florida, the Lightning are planning to build an outdoor hockey rink at the premier sports campus in Lakewood Ranch. Former Lightning greats Vince LeCavier and Dave Andrechuk were on hand for the big announcement this morning. Elementary school students in Lakewood Ranch also had the chance to play as part of the Build the Thunder youth hockey program, aimed at creating new hockey players in the area.
Whether it's correctly holding a stick, how to push off, learn to skate, anything. I mean, posture, hockey stance, just the small things.
Lightning CEO Steve Grigg says it's the Lightning organization and Schrader Manatee that will bring this whole project to fruition.
Building leagues and teams and have new coaches and new players and really introducing the great game of hockey to the folks down here in Manatee.
Griggs also expressed how vital this rink will be for generations to come.
I think when you create a brand like that where people are really in love with the team itself, it transpires to sellouts and to people getting engaged in the sport itself.
Lightning executives are looking to break ground within the next month, and rink completion taking place in 2019. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Dwayne. The tab for Hurricane Irma continues to rise, and Florida legislators are warning that it could require some tough budget choices for next year. Governor Rick Scott's budget director told a Senate panel today that the state has spent nearly $650 million so far in the aftermath of that storm. State officials expect that total to continue to go up in the weeks ahead. It does not include money that federal authorities are giving directly to Irma victims. Florida should get most of its expenses reimbursed by the federal government, but that money may not be paid to the state very quickly. And Governor Scott is hitting the airwaves with a campaign-styled ad that talks about taxes in Hurricane Irma. Scott's political committee, Let's Get to Work, released the 30-second ad today. At first, the ad mentions Irma, but then goes on to say that Scott is pushing to get federal money to repair the Lake Okeechobee dike and that he pushed a constitutional amendment to limit future tax increases. The governor is being forced to leave office next year due to term limits, but he is expected to challenge U.S. Senator Bill Nelson in 2018, but he has not officially announced he is a candidate quite yet. And after Hurricane Irma wiped out most of Florida's citrus crops, a new budget might help cover the losses. Oranges imported to Florida, mostly from Brazil and Mexico, are projected to surpass what has grown this season. The Florida Citrus Commission approving a $17 million budget that includes an increase in imports that will help cover crops lost during the storm. Department of Citrus officials say this budget will help Florida products recapture the market as the industry continues to recover from Hurricane Irma. Losses to the citrus industry are estimated at more than $700 million. A joint FEMA and state disaster recovery center is opening in Sarasota to help residents apply for disaster assistance and get answers to their recovery questions. That center will be open tomorrow through Sunday at the Robert L. Taylor Community Center. It will be open Thursday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and again on Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Democrat Margaret Good and Republican James Buchanan building major fundraising leads in a special election in Sarasota County's House District 72. Good raised over $87,000 while spending more than $2,000 from September 15th to October 19th. Her opponent, Ruta Junari, in a December special Democratic primary, raised over $7,000 while spending more than $3,000. Good and Junari jumped into the race last month after former Representative Alex Miller resigned. The winner of the Democratic Party will then face Buchanan in a special general election in February. Buchanan has raised more than $29,000, and combined with the money he raised earlier, that brings an overall total to over $195,000. A popular meeting spot at the park in Newtown community of Sarasota will soon be no more. Crews are tearing down the gazebo at Fred Atkins Park off US 301 and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Way. The park is closed this week while the city renovates it into an open park setting. The gazebo will be replaced with grass and seating areas to be more inviting, and the city plans to reopen that park this Saturday. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, President Trump in Texas tonight and still feuding with members of his own party. And a data analytics company linked to Donald Trump's campaign reportedly asked WikiLeaks for dirt on Hillary Clinton. We'll have more on those stories when we come back.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Attention knee replacement patients. If you had surgery in 2011 or later and needed revision surgery, listen closely. You may be entitled to compensation. The FDA has received numerous reports of early device failure involving certain implants. Examples of device failure include loosening, dislocation, and dissociation or separation of the implant. Symptoms of device failure may include pain, swelling, joint instability, warmth of the joint, inflammation, and redness of the skin. If you had knee replacement surgery in 2011 or later and suffered complications that required additional surgery, you may be entitled to compensation. Even if you're not sure which brand was used in your surgery, you may still be eligible for compensation.
Call Sokolov Law now at 1-800-466-4206 for a free legal consultation. That's 1-800-466-4206. Again, that's 1-800-466-4206. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Governor Rick Scott is in Chicago this week, convincing businesses there to consider moving to Florida. Scott says the average Chicago family today pays nearly $1,700 more in taxes and fees every year than they paid only 7 years ago. While Florida has been able to pay down more than $7 billion in state debt without raising taxes, the Chicago mayor announced yet another proposed round of burdensome tax and fee increases just last week. Scott says the entire nation needs to follow Florida's lead, but until then, he will continue to call on businesses to move to the Sunshine State.
So I'm here trying to recruit companies to move to Florida so we get more jobs in our state. We've added over 1.3 million jobs in the last 6.5 years, and we're going to continue to fight for jobs because we're all competing in a global economy.
Scott says more than 250,000 people will move to Florida this upcoming year. And the governor also says his hands are tied when it comes to boosting teacher pay. Scott made his comments Tuesday during a roundtable discussion with those picked for Teacher of the Year honors from their school districts. It was brought up that it's hard for districts to keep teachers because of that low pay, and that the state should consider setting a minimum salary level for all teachers. However, teacher salary decisions are made at the local level. In 2013, Scott did propose a $2,500 pay raise for all teachers. Lawmakers set aside that money, but put in additional requirements in order for teachers to get those funds. President Trump in Texas tonight, over 1,000 miles away from Washington, D.C. Yet the war of words between the president and members of his own party very much on his mind as he headed out of town. ABC's Richard Cantu has more.
Well, I think the press makes me more uncivil than I am. I went to an Ivy League college. I was a nice student. I'm a very intelligent person.
Yet it's fellow Republicans calling him out. Arizona's Jeff Flake on Tuesday with a scathing rebuke from the Senate floor.
We must stop pretending that the degradation of our politics and the conduct of some in our executive branch are normal. They are not normal. Reckless, outrageous, and undignified behavior has become excused and countenanced as telling it like it is.
And it's not only Flake. Senator Bob Corker also indicting the president. Corker, who supported Trump during the election, now says he's failing as president.
Stating untruths that everybody knows to be untrue, just the attempted bullying that he does, which everybody sees through, just the dividing of our country, the name calling.
Trump pushing back. His proof, the standing ovation he received from GOP senators on Capitol Hill, tweeting about it Wednesday at least 3 times. And he especially needs those senators to unite behind him if he expects his tax reform bill to pass Congress. As for Flake and Corker, Trump again taking to Twitter stating they had 0 chance of being elected, and they are acting so hurt and wounded.
I think it's always okay when somebody says something about you that's false. I think it's always okay to counterpunch or to fight back.
Richard Cantu, ABC News, New York.
A data analytics company linked to Donald Trump's campaign apparently went to WikiLeaks for dirt on Hillary Clinton. That's what 4 sources familiar with the outreach tell CNN. Last year, the CEO of Cambridge Analytica sent an email to several people, including a top Trump donor. In it, he says he emailed WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange to ask for access to the emails from Clinton's private server. Today on Twitter, Assange confirmed the request but claimed WikiLeaks rejected it.
Cambridge Analytica may not have been a direct part of the Trump campaign, but it certainly was hired by it, and there were also other Trump associates who were reaching out as well.
Trump's former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon was the vice president and secretary of Cambridge Analytica until he stepped down to run the Trump campaign. And you may soon see more drones flying in the air. White House officials say President Donald Trump plans to give a new drone pilot program the go-ahead. The goal is to speed up the integration of drones into the national airspace system. It'll also test drone detection and tracking systems while waiving some limits on their use. The Federal Aviation Administration would then review each program. Well, Bob, the kids might need a light jacket if they're heading out the door tomorrow morning at the bus stop.
Right, light jacket or a sweater, if you will. You know, and no need for any kind of chains for your tires for your car.
Snow gear, we don't need that.
Yeah, no snow. We are looking at some pretty chilly weather. Let's put it that way for this time of year anyway. We've gone from summer right into winter, really. Temperatures for lows expected to be into the low to mid 50s, and we will see the possibility of some upper 40s well inland like Mayaca City. And into Lakewood Ranch, right around 52 degrees, the expected low temperature, and 58 Longboat. A little warmer near the water with a northwest wind there. It'll be into the upper 50s near Anna Maria. Well, clear skies right now, generally comfortable conditions up and down the coast. We had some great photos sent in earlier today. Big waves out there. Some of the surfers you can see right there catching some of those waves. Cindy Desmond getting this near the Venice Jetties and Venice Beach a little later. A nice sunset tonight with just a few clouds off in the distance in the Gulf. Now, Casey Key webcam, a review of that showing the waves were pretty high. We had rip current advisories throughout the area beaches all day long. Those have since expired. Also, we had small craft advisories. Those two are no longer in effect. So winds and seas are calming down, and the water temperature is also cooling down. Water temperature now back into the 70s we go. What we will see, though, is this area of high pressure settle right over the top of us, and that will move to the southeast. Now, as that moves in our direction, our winds will lessen, but we'll also see, it looks like, less of a chance for any kind of rainfall with that high pressure right over the top of us. Eventually, though, it does get bumped out of here by a cold front approaching late Saturday and into early Sunday, which will generate some showers and storms around. Well, the water vapor imagery showing quite a bit of dry air in place across the Gulf, and all that associated with that front that moved on through just this morning and as well as yesterday. So a double-barreled cold front, really. The second one being the stronger of the two, and that will keep things much cooler tomorrow morning. The dew point is at 51, and that's an important number because that temperature tells us about what our low is going to be like. Now, the winds are lessening too. They're out of the northwest at 7. So we'll get close to the mid-50s near the coast. I mentioned looks like upper 40s well east of I-75. The high today was 10 degrees below the average. Our average high at 83. We got up to 73 degrees. Low this morning was pretty close to average at 63, although it felt cooler because of the drier air and also that northerly wind coming in pretty strong. Lows tonight down into the mid-50s. I mentioned we'll see clear skies and lots of sunshine to greet us tomorrow morning. And then as far as high temperatures go, we will see them warming up into the low 70s, and then once again on Friday, not as cold. We'll see upper 50s to mid 50s around. So another cool morning on Friday, but we'll warm back up into the 80s, it looks like, by Friday afternoon. So we'll be back into the low 80s at least, I think, on Friday afternoon. Winds will stay rather light out of the northeast, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour throughout the day on Thursday and Friday. We'll keep an eye on the winds. They may start to pick up a little bit over the weekend as the cold front approaches. So small craft advisories may come back pretty quickly as early as Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening as we watch this tropical moisture come up out of the Western Caribbean. And that tropical moisture could combine with this cold front, and the two shall meet right there in the eastern Gulf of Mexico, which will bring us an enhanced chance for showers and storms. Some of that rain could be heavy at times as well. The tropical disturbance has about a 40% chance developing over the next 2 days, and I should say 3 days, and we have a 40% chance over the next 5 days. Water temperatures remain warm in this particular area too, into the mid to upper 80s still in the Western Caribbean. But in the Gulf, things have cooled now into the low 80s, even some upper 70s. I mentioned off the Venice Pier there, water temperature now into the upper 70s. Well, look at this, cold weather. Talk about cold, 40s already in Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago, 44 degrees there, St. Louis, 49, 52 in the nation's capital, still warm in Los Angeles at 80 degrees. Well, here's the boating forecast. Calmer conditions for us tomorrow. See seas right around 2 to 4 feet with a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. UV index in 11. The water temperature cooling down now, 78 degrees. Drops from 5 degrees just in the last 24 hours. High tide will be at 3:43 and a low tide at 12:45. Another low tide at 11:36 tomorrow evening. Well, the forecast mostly clear, much cooler. Low temperatures in the mid-50s. Northeast winds 5 to 10. Tomorrow, look for sunny skies. Should be a gorgeous day. 76 for a high, mild and dry. Northeast winds 5 to 10. The extended forecast does call for a chance for showers on Saturday. That'll be mainly in the late afternoon and evening now, it looks like, and also some showers and storms Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Clearing and turning cooler on Monday. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. Sounds like a great day to shape up. And just a reminder, if you want to stay up to date on the latest breaking and local news and see alerts on your phone instantly, make sure to download our news app. iPhone and iPad users will need to download our new news app. All you have to do is go to the App Store and search for WWSB or My Suncoast. Android users will get that new version downloaded automatically. Well, sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Here is definitive proof we made a show tonight. Really, they just gave me a standing O. Who wants to be the one to tell them that people are required to stand when the president enters the room?
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Medicare's annual election period has begun. If you already have Medicare, new benefits may now be available with no copays, no deductibles, or $0 premiums. Call now to speak to a licensed insurance agent who can help guide you step by step through a free analysis of the benefits available to you. And you may be eligible for plans that even include additional coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. MedicareAdvantage.com searches thousands of insurance plans from leading insurance companies. We'll help you find plans that may cost you less, cover more benefits, and give you more choices, like home delivery of your prescriptions, gym memberships, and even over-the-counter allowances for everyday needs, like antacid, allergy medicine, vitamins, and even toothpaste. Don't miss the deadline to enroll. It's time to get more out of Medicare.
Call 800-314-8605. That's 800-314-8605. 800-314-8605. Call now.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
For many, renting to own is the only option for basic household appliances. But if you get behind, their collection tactics can be extreme.
It felt like stalking.
Don't miss this ABC7 investigation, the retailer of last resort, Thursday at 6.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Now, sports.
Well, tonight is Game 2 of the 2017 World Series between the Houston Astros and the Los Angeles Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. Take a look at this video from last night of the traffic following Game 1 at Dodger Stadium. More than 54,000 people attended last night's game. Now Game 2 is still happening right now. The Astros and Dodgers are tied 3-3 in the top of the ninth. Well, a bicycle belonging to a Pittsburgh Steelers football player has been found. Wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster's bike fiasco has made him an internet sensation over the past couple of days. The 20-year-old is the youngest player in the NFL and bikes to practice because he doesn't have a driver's license. After Smith-Schuster reported that his black Ghost bike was stolen, which was his only means of transportation, the hashtag #FindJuju'sBike quickly spread across social media. Then on Tuesday, an announcement that someone turned the bike into Mount Oliver police. The police chief then releasing a few details about what happened.
There was a male there who said he had purchased the bike about an hour before that for $200 on the street.
Police said the man had heard about the stolen bike on the news and then realized that the one he had just bought belonged to the Steelers player. Darrell Wallace Jr. will drive Richard Petty's iconic number 43 car full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series next year. The team did not immediately disclose a car manufacturer or sponsor in today's announcement, but 24-year-old Wallace, more commonly referred to by his nickname Bubba, became the first black driver to race at NASCAR's top level since 2006. In 2013, Wallace became the first black driver to win at a national NASCAR Series event since Wendell Scott in 1963. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers when we come back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 16th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival presented by Publix, Saturday, November 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Medicare's annual election period has begun. If you already have Medicare, new benefits may now be available with no copays, no deductibles, or $0 premiums. Call now to speak to a licensed insurance agent who can help guide you step by step through a free analysis of the benefits available to you. And you may be eligible for plans that even include additional coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. MedicareAdvantage.com searches thousands of insurance plans from leading insurance companies. We'll help you find plans that may cost you less, cover more benefits, and give you more choices, like home delivery of your prescriptions, gym memberships, and even over-the-counter allowances for everyday needs, like antacid, allergy medicine, vitamins, and even toothpaste. Don't miss the deadline to enroll. It's time to get more out of Medicare.
Call 800-579-3380. That's 800-579-3380. 800-579-3380. Call now.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, another nice day for some weather here on the Sun Coast.
I was going to start humming the music for that
There
lotto.
you
I
go,
just
right.
I missed it, but anyway, I hope you won.
Yeah.
We are winning weather-wise here along the Sun Coast tonight. Mid to upper 50s for overnight lows, and looks like a little bit cooler inland. Northport 50 degrees, 52 at Englewood should start the day off. A little bit cooler in Mayaca City, Lakewood Ranch 52. Now, I noticed that I stepped out just about an hour ago. There were a few clouds around, so those clouds kind of keep temperatures a little bit warmer. But once those clouds clear out, and we think they will, by sunrise tomorrow, temperatures will start to drop down into those levels that we're showing you right there. Now, as far as boating goes, a lot better tomorrow. Calmer conditions, although it'll start off with northeast winds at 15 knots, subsiding to 10. There's the extended. Looking pretty nice tomorrow.
All right, thank you so much, Bob, and thank you for joining us. Have a great night.